Okay, the thing that is so vitally important in the great message, the message of abiding in Christ, and one of the big questions that come from so many people is, how can I possibly rest? Is there really a rest? Is there a place where I can really enjoy a rest? And that's why John 15 is such a vital aspect of the basis and the underpinning of the message that we share. That's so exciting, because in John 15 Jesus said, I am the vine. He said, let's settle this right there. Let's settle it. I am the vine. I am the vine. Right away he takes full responsibility. That's the most important thing, because so much in theology that I once had is the responsibility was on me, that I needed to take responsibility for my salvation, for my Christian walk, for my life, for all that I did to produce the fruit of the Spirit, to produce the gift of the Spirit, to be always producing. But Jesus begins very emphatically, and he says, I am the vine. I want you to know that you are not the source. I am the source. I'm the source of everything that comes, because without me, you can do nothing. And that's one of the most wonderful things. And the revelation that I like to impart is all that Jesus himself ever did, he never did. Because his example was, he said, it's the Father in me, he does all the work. And so now, God does much with little, most with least, and everything with nothing. I am merely a branch. One time I was like a little plant in a vase. I was trying so hard to live while I died. And then Jesus grafted me into the vine. And now I am an integral part of the vine. And he said, if you now abide in me, if you abide in me, that's a verb, it's a doing word. That means all I take responsibility for is to abide in him, to go in faith and to rest in him. Not to struggle, because the greatest struggle in the Christian life is the struggle not to struggle. And so many people struggle to try to abide, but we don't want to struggle, we want to rest. Because there is a rest for the people of God, and it's not in the sweet by and by, the rest is here and now in this life. And so often we have said this and made this one remark. There are so many believers, and it's true they are going to heaven, but it's a hell of a trip. They are not enjoying the rest and waiting in some way to get a rest on the other side. But there's a rest now, in this life, because Jesus says, I am the source. I am everything you need. And whatever it is, you plug into me and you stay in me. I know that this is the message that resounds into the needs all over the place. And it reminds me so much of a guy in Fiji, and we do so much ministry in so many countries. And in Fiji, this young man is standing there playing his guitar on the sidewalk. And as he's playing his guitar on the sidewalk, a string guitar, he just keeps playing all these songs. But it was really notable that he had his fingers always on the same strings. He never changed a note. He always played on the same note. And so in playing on the same note, he was always playing every song. And somebody came up to him and said, don't you realize that anybody else that's playing on a guitar and plays a song, they go up and down and find all these other different notes and playing different notes? And he said, don't you think I know that? Don't you think I know that? He said, you know what all those people are doing that are going up and down the strings? They're all looking for the note that I have found. And do you see, that is the great joy of abiding in Christ. Because we as the believer in abiding in him have found the note that the whole world is looking for.